Hey, welcome back to the most curious corner of the internet. Here, every tiny fact rewires the way you see the world, one spark at a time. A quick flash of light cuts through the dark. Alright, let's jump into today's surprising twist. You're standing on solid ground right now, breathing air that feels stable, living on a planet that seems predictable. But beneath your feet, above your head, and deep below the oceans, there's a vast set of invisible systems working non-stop to keep Earth running. You can't see them, you don't notice them. Yet every forest, every climate pattern, every breath you take depends on them. And here's the unsettling part. If these systems slow down or break, the planet doesn't just change, it disrupts. Today, we're exploring the hidden machinery of Earth, the networks that regulate climate, nutrients, and energy without ever being seen. Imagine Earth running on an invisible operating system. No screens, no cables, no central control room. Just millions of natural networks quietly coordinating everything. Forests communicate underground. Oceans recycle nutrients across entire basins. Air currents move energy around the globe. Microbes regulate soil, carbon, and life itself. These systems don't operate alone. They influence each other constantly. Jet streams affect ocean circulation. Oceans influence atmospheric chemistry. Soil ecosystems affect carbon in the air. It's not chaos, it's infrastructure, planetary infrastructure. And most of it exists beyond human sight. We usually think survival depends on visible things: food, water, sunlight. But what actually keeps those things stable? Are systems we can't see at all. Microscopic organisms, invisible atmospheric processes, underground biological networks. They regulate temperature, support plant growth, move nutrients, balance gases in the atmosphere, and they're deeply interdependent. Change one, and others react if they stop working properly. Everything above them starts to wobble. Beneath every healthy forest lies a living network, not roots, not worms, fungi. Mycorrhizal fungi connect plant roots into underground systems that exchange nutrients, water, and chemical signals. This is sometimes nicknamed the Wood Wide Web, a research-based metaphor used to describe how plants communicate through fungal intermediaries. Trees don't send resources directly to each other. Fungi act as the interface. Evidence is strongest for signaling, especially stress alerts like insect attacks moving through these networks. Carbon transfer between plants can occur through fungal pathways, but its scale and ecological impact are still actively studied. These fungal systems help regulate plant growth, nutrient flow, and ecosystem resilience. Without them, forests don't function the same way. Now, zoom in further. A single gram of soil contains billions of microorganisms and thousands of species. Bacteria, fungi, archaea. They break down organic matter, release nutrients plants need, store and cycle carbon, influence how water moves through soil. They're not random life forms, they're ecological engineers. Soil microbes drive most nutrient cycling on land and shape how ecosystems recover after disruption. Remove them and soil becomes biologically quiet. And when soil goes quiet, food systems weaken. Now go deeper than sunlight can reach. The deep ocean looks empty, but it hosts one of Earth's most powerful regulatory systems, the biological pump. Organic particles sink from the surface. Bacteria decompose and remineralize them. Deep currents redistribute nutrients and carbon through thermohaline circulation. This process feeds marine ecosystems, regulates atmospheric carbon, and stabilizes long-term climate patterns. It's slow, invisible, and essential. Without it, ocean productivity drops, and Earth loses one of its largest climate buffers. Look up. High above the clouds, powerful air currents circle the planet. Jet streams. They transport heat, steer storms, shape seasonal weather. They form mainly from temperature contrasts between the equator and poles, especially around subtropical and polar regions, typically between about 30 and 50 latitude. When these currents shift, weather shifts with them. Longer droughts, stronger storms, persistent heat waves. You don't see them, but they shape climate patterns across continents. Now zoom into the atmosphere itself. Air isn't just a mix of gases, it's a system of interacting feedbacks. One example is the isalbedo feedback. Warming melts ice. Less ice reflects less sunlight. More solar energy is absorbed by oceans and land. Warming accelerates. This is not purely chemical. It's an atmospheric-oceanic feedback loop, and many others operate simultaneously, involving clouds, carbon, water vapor, and circulation. We don't see them, but we live inside them. Here's the part most people miss. Earth isn't naturally stable. It's actively stabilized by networks, fungal networks, microbial communities, ocean circulation, atmospheric feedback loops, air currents, each constantly adjusting, redistributing, compensating. But these systems evolved slowly, and disruption happens fast. Severe deforestation can reduce mycorrhizal networks by more than half in some regions, weakening forest resilience. Climate models project significant slowdowns in major ocean circulation patterns by the end of this century under continued warming. They don't just affect one part of nature, they interfere with the hidden systems holding everything together. What happens when these networks weaken? Impacts cascade. Soil degradation reduces agricultural productivity, sometimes dramatically. Weakened microbial systems alter carbon storage. Ocean changes affect fisheries and climate regulation. Jet stream disruptions intensify extreme weather, like recent European heat waves, not overnight, but progressively. Like removing invisible support beams from a building, everything still stands, until it suddenly doesn't. This isn't happening somewhere far away. You're inside these systems. The air you breathe, shaped by atmospheric feedbacks. The food you eat, shaped by soil microbes. The climate you experience, influenced by oceans and jet streams. Your life depends on invisible infrastructure. Every second, we often ask, is Earth alive? Maybe that's not the right way to frame it. A more accurate view is this. Earth behaves like a system of interconnected feedbacks. Forests, oceans, atmosphere, and microbes constantly interacting, adjusting flows of energy and matter. This idea echoes scientific perspectives like Earth system science and Gaia-type regulation, not as literal life, but as emergent planetary balance. The planet runs on relationships, invisible ones. Civilizations build machines to survive. Earth runs on systems. Silent, distributed, self-regulating. Fungal networks help store massive amounts of carbon. Soil microbes drive most nutrient cycling on land. Ocean circulation redistributes heat across the planet. Atmospheric feedbacks regulate temperature and radiation. The real machinery of this planet isn't cities or satellites. It's the unseen processes stabilizing everything around them, and they operate at scales both microscopic and planetary. Next time you step outside, remember, the ground below you is alive with networks. The air above you is moving energy. The ocean is regulating climate. The planet is constantly balancing itself. You just can't see it happening. The most important systems on this planet are the ones we rarely notice. Thanks for hanging out till the end. Love having curious minds here. If this sparked something, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell for the next drop of wonder. And if you're still in discovery mode, pick another video. It gets even better. See you in the next one.